Hi everyone, Tony Maritato here. Welcome to the Total Knee Replacement Support Group channel. In this video, I want to talk about money. I want to talk about dollars and cents, and I want to share some ideas on how you might be able to save some money. But first, we need to understand how physical therapy is priced. So these are always my least popular videos, but I think they're the most important. It's one thing to do everything right and get all the information, but it's a whole nother thing to know exactly how much this might cost you ahead of time. And I think it's important for you to know what the facility is charging so that you can hold them accountable for the level of service they're charging for. So behind me, where is it? Right there. You can see this is cms.gov. So this is the Medicare website, the official website. You yourself can go online and see exactly what physical therapy would cost. I'm going to give you a little primer because in a couple moments, I'm going to share some shocking information about what hospital outpatient therapy clinics are charging you. So let's begin with this. This is basically a brief description of the CPT codes. CPT codes are the procedure codes that we use in physical therapy to determine what services you're receiving, whether it's therapeutic exercise, an initial evaluation, manual therapy, therapeutic activity. And what happens is most of you are on traditional Medicare Part B. Now, many of you are on a Medicare Advantage plan, and those are the ones that are concerning to me the most. With traditional Medicare Part B, whether you're going to a hospital-based outpatient clinic, whether you're going to a private practice, whether you're seeing what we refer to as a mobile therapist, that is a physical therapist who will go to your home after home health is finished. So it's different from home health. Traditional home health therapy is billed under Medicare Part A. Medicare Part B covers outpatient services either in the clinic or in your home. Either one is available, and you do not need nursing. You do not need to be homebound for that. There is a growing trend among physical therapists who are making themselves available to come straight to your house, and it's a huge asset when you can't drive first couple weeks after surgery. It's just a tremendous convenience. But anyway, so you can see here on the screen the typical charges established by Medicare. Now, we don't even get to choose these charges. This is what Medicare says they are going to pay for outpatient physical therapy services. And think of these based on 15-minute time increments, except for the initial evaluation. So for every 15-minute of therapeutic exercise, that could be time spent riding the bike, doing your calf stretch, doing any of the exercises for balance, coordination, stability, to improve your ability to walk, go up and down. Well, let's stop at just the exercise. So Medicare pays $30.21 per 15 minutes of direct one-on-one supervised exercise. That means you and your physical therapist or therapist assistant. Now, they pay $27.83 for the manual therapy. That means when the therapist is stretching your knee, like it or not, when the therapist is massaging you, when the therapist is doing anything with their hands on you, that is called manual therapy. Medicare reimburses $27.83 for each 15-minute unit. For therapeutic activity, I'm going to skip a valve for a second. That would include stuff like training on the stairs, training to, put on your shoes, to pick up a load of laundry, to sweep and vacuum and rake and do all the functional things you do around the house or out in the community. That is charged and paid at $38.43 per 15-minute unit. And then finally, the initial evaluation, that code, now that does not, it's not limited by time. And Medicare will pay $84.17. Now, typically on a normal session, if you're receiving 30 minutes of direct one-on-one care, that means you and your therapist or your therapist assistant, the facility is billing 2 units, right? So if it's 30 minutes of exercise, it's about $60.42. The evaluation is typically done in about 20 or 30 minutes, and then another 1 or 2 units of treatment is done on the same day. So these are all very standard, all established by Medicare. And I can tell you right now that typically Medicare represents the middle of the reimbursement. A lot of commercial insurance companies like United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna will pay less. Some other companies will pay more. But generally speaking, Medicare represents kind of the bulk in the middle. So that's great. So now you know, when you look at your insurance statement and you see what was billed and you see what's allowed, this represents the allowed amount. And if you have Medicare Part B with a supplemental, the Medicare Part B will pay 80% of this, and the supplemental will pay the remaining 20%. Now, here is the shocking news, and this is what really terrifies me. It terrifies me for you, for my family. Like, if you guys remember, now I'm 45, so I can remember back when I would go into an airport. If I stopped at a gas station before the airport, I could buy a sandwich for $3 and I could buy a bottle of water for 99 cents. Once I stepped foot into that airport, all of a sudden, all of reality was suspended. A sandwich was $15 and a bottle of water was like $8. So that's what happens when you go to physical therapy at the hospital, right? Now, this could be outpatient, in a hospital setting, a satellite setting. We're not talking about home health. We're talking about outpatient Part B. Now, I worked for an outpatient hospital. I know those therapists. They do an amazing job. They try their best. But I want you, the consumer, to understand what's actually being billed. So at my clinic, and I'm going to take full responsibility here. At my clinic, we typically bill $50 per 15 minutes of one-on-one care. So a four unit, 1 hour treatment, all one-on-one with the therapist or the therapist assistant is going to be about $200. Now, of course, it's typically discounted if somebody pays at the time of service, if the insurance company processes. There's always that discount, but that is the kind of going rate at my facility for really the quality of our staff and our therapists. Okay. Let's take a look. Every hospital in the U.S. starting January 1st, 2019 were required to publish their pricing publicly. And so this represents a local hospital here in my area. I want you guys to see what they're charging you and your insurance so that we can have an intelligent conversation about this scenario. So if you're looking for the same initial evaluation, about 20 minutes, they are charging $651 for those 20 minutes. If you're getting therapeutic activity, which we just saw Medicare reimbursement was $38.43, the hospital here local to me is charging $283. That's to teach you how to go up and down stairs. That's to teach you how to carry a load of laundry from the laundry room to your bedroom, carry groceries from your car to the kitchen. $283 for 15 minutes. If you're getting just therapeutic exercise, think about this. If anybody's gone to therapy at the hospital, you sit and ride a bike for 10 minutes. You do a 30-second calf stretch, 30-second hamstring stretch. That just cost $283. Now, I know a lot of people are going to come back and they say, well, Tony, that is ridiculous. That's disingenuous. The hospital isn't really getting paid $283 because they're only getting paid what the insurance allows. But I'm going to tell you why this scares me so much. It's not about what the hospital is getting paid. Let's just show one more. So when the therapist is stretching your knee, massaging your thigh, doing anything with their hands on your body, the local hospital is charging $291 for 15 minutes. Think of how many massages you can have with a licensed massage therapist for that kind of rate. I mean, these are just phenomenal, astronomical numbers. Okay, so here's the thing. You're right. I totally accept the fact that the insurance is not paying those numbers. But my concern is, and the reason why this is so concerning is this is what happened to us. if something goes wrong, if there is a period placed in the wrong spot, if there's what we call a modifier, a code that they put in a 6 instead of a G, or somebody with fat fingers types in the wrong letter, the claim gets rejected, the claim gets denied, then all of a sudden you are on the hook for the full billed amount. Or, this is the scariest part, what happens if you don't even realize your benefits have lapsed, or you ran out of the 20 sessions a year you get, and now you're on the 21st session? Literally based on this pricing, if you received, which is very normal, an evaluation, and on the evaluation date you received 15 minutes of manual therapy and about 30 minutes of exercise, you would be looking at over $1,500 for an hour with that therapist. $1,500 for an hour with that therapist. Now, I guarantee the therapist working with you has no control over this. They don't even know what is being billed half the time. And as long as everything goes right with your insurance and the contracts and everything, no worries. It's obscene. It's ridiculous. I think it puts a black eye on the profession, especially the hospital, but it is what it is. This is the standard. But my concern is what happens when something goes wrong. I always go back to thinking of my mom, my dad, my grandma, my uncle. They're not savvy in the world of finance and insurance and all of that kind of stuff. They're going to go in. They're going to get an hour of therapy. The therapist is going to do the best possible job they can. But if something goes wrong, all of a sudden they're going to get a bill for $1,500, and they're not going to know what to do. Now think about it. I mean, most people go to therapy more than once. Some of them are going 25 times. So I just want you to be aware. This is where we need to kind of take ownership of the situation. We need to be responsible. We need to look ahead. And we need to understand there are options out there. So anytime you're going to go to physical therapy, I would be questioning the insurance coverage, the total charges. I would want to know what services I'm going to be provided, who I'm going to be seeing, who I'm going to be working with. It's one thing to spend $200 on a session with one of the greatest professionals, sorry, my screen blinked, professionals you're going to meet, who genuinely cares about you and is going to get a detailed history and do the absolute best they can do. But if you're going to be spending $200, $300, $1,000 to work with somebody that it's a different person every single time and you're not even enjoying the experience and you're getting frustrated, I think we need to have, a serious sit down and figure out what we're going to do. So that's it. I'm stepping down off my soapbox. Obviously, I love my profession. I've been in it going on 20 years. There isn't a part about it I don't like, but my job, my responsibility is to take care and protect my patient. And if my patient doesn't understand the financial responsibility they're accepting, we're going to have problems down the road. So our policy, and I'm not plugging my clinic, I'm just letting you know, our policy is we tell the patient from day one, this is the absolute most you will pay. No matter what the insurance does, we guarantee you will never pay more than this amount. If it's less, we'll refund you the difference. If it's more, we assume the risk and the cost. And that goes down in writing. The patient gets a copy, we get a copy, just so that there's no guessing. I want you to come to therapy knowing without a doubt, I'm not going to get a surprise $1,500 bill 3 months from now. You know exactly what it's going to be. So guys, I would love to provide you more information. There are lots of ways you could save big money going to physical therapy, whether you use your insurance coverage or not. But if you want that kind of information, post in the comments of this YouTube video, yes, show me how to save money, or no thanks, I'm going to go, do what I do. I don't know. I won the lotto and I'm going to buy therapy for everyone. All right, guys, I am way over my time limit. I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week. Please continue to like these videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share these videos when you get a chance on social media. It just goes a long way in helping support the channel. I'll catch you guys on the next video.